3 beforehand. It's only if you eliminate that final member. First airdrop is $1,000, first elimination, $2,000, first special elimination including car rundowns and HE grenades, that's $2,000. Most airdrops, another $1,000 on there. First team elimination, this is where it gets spicy. Who's going to be hot dropping on who here? That's $5,000. Most special eliminations, once again, let's remind you, that is cars as well as HE grenades. And overall, is the team with the most eliminations, which will take home $5,000 each match.
And for the prizes that have a most caveat, so for instance, most special eliminations, most airdrops, most teams eliminated, that is going to be the first team or player to reach that threshold, will hold that position until someone else supersedes that. So if you, for instance, have 2 team eliminations to your team's name, that's great, fantastic. If someone else reaches 2, you still have that title for the game until someone gets 3, at which point they take that one, and you have to get 4 to be able to take it away from them. It's a little bit complicated, but we'll keep you going. It's King of the Hill rules for these most caveat prizes.
Indeed, so let's head right over towards this playing path as all these teams are starting to make their way down onto the map. Enigma Galaxy, as per usual, heading towards Pachinki, and Circle does pop down towards that southwest. So BTR on that eastern side, a little put out about this one, but it's 7C all the way in Lipovka, so they'll have to make their way across. Luckily, with less teams than 18, we're heading down to 12, not 16. You know, these rotational paths will definitely be a little bit easier. You can see all the way down towards Mill to Power, Mill to Farm. That is all free real estate at the moment, so sending it through in the vehicles, nice and easy. Doesn't appear to be any super hard hot drops at the moment, though. Down 1 Kia, scarily close to the Nepal team of Deadeye guys. Moment though, everyone keeping it very chilled out. Vampire Esports playing from their winning position over in PMWI down towards the Ferry Pier Primorsk split.
Of course, you have to remember that there are placement prizes on the line as well. It isn't just these in-game prizes, as tempting as they are to be able to grab those earnings. Of course, there is placement prizes, right? It's 60K for first place, so you can't ignore those either. So maybe a little bit of trepidation from some of these teams. No one, as you say, going for these hot drops super hard right now. The Farm Melter area actually being pushed into by 2 teams. Stalwart, who's on our screens right now, and Rud, who have headed down a little bit further east into Milter, towards Milter Power as well. It looks like Stalwart, I mean, they drop Nova all the time, right? So it's no surprise to see them going down there on this southwest circle.
Yeah, it's interesting to me now that, you know, you have 12 teams in the lobby. I don't think Stalwart need to be fixated on Nova Repnoya anymore, especially if you have a drop like that. I don't think you need to force this drop anymore. You can head down towards Milter. Maybe they're just feeling out for the time being. They'd rather not go out super early. They know no one's going to drop down Nova Repnoya because it's their position, and having it free this early on is great. Maybe they can do some review after tomorrow and kind of reassess how they're going to earn those rewards in-game. You can also earn some rewards in-game by joining us for the 2022 PMWI Watch Together. You can watch that together with us in-game and over at the Esports Center with your friends to win some PMWI special sets.
And of course, if you want the gun skins and the outfits, the PMWI packages are on sale for a limited time. And you can also win PMWI treasure crates if you play PUBG Mobile during PMWI. Don't play right now. Watch these games, and then you can play.
Or you can play right now and multitask.
That's true.
We don't judge. We do not judge.
2 Xperias set up. One to play the game, 1 to watch the stream.
That's good stuff. Now, looking over towards back at the match, nothing too much happening at the beginning. Obviously, you know, you aren't going to get these early skirmishes, especially in this format with only 48 players currently dropping in, with only 12 teams. It's going to be fairly calm for the beginning of the game. It doesn't look like anyone wants to scupper their chances this early with a hot drop. In fact, they just want to get going, and that'll happen when it happens. Remember, there's still a lot of other stuff there to win, including the chicken dinner at 10K. You know, if you are a very, very good team and you are confident at taking that chicken dinner, you know, maybe you try and go for most eliminations, most team eliminations. Perhaps you try and pick out those rewards, but that is kind of like your secondary objective to the chicken dinner.
And as well, we've got 18 games to play as 4s, right? Which is 18 times 10, $180,000 being given out just for chicken dinners. If you can pick up 2, 3, 4, that's like 40K in your pocket. That's the equivalent of second place.
Exactly. Yeah. See, I think that is the kind of unseen thing that maybe these teams have figured out. It's like, yes, there's 400k of in-game rewards still on the line here for these teams, but one of the most successful and perhaps one of the most consistent ways, if you are a fantastic team, or you think you're a fantastic team, is to grab those chicken dinners in these matches and come home with maybe not the most sizable prize pool, but a consistent prize pool. And perhaps that's the strategy of some of these guys. And I assume that will change as the days go on, especially if you have one team who's just winning it all. Perhaps you start to think, maybe we hot drop that team, maybe we try and take them out early, and then we can get them out of the way, and then we can get the winner chicken dinner. A lot of things to be thought about in this match, but I'm sure we'll see how it does progress into the remainder of the Afterparty Showdown.
And you need to make sure that as a team, you've got your eyes clapped on the sky, because it's first airdrop with a bounty. $1,000 for getting to the first airdrop. Potential to see a little bit of conflict around those areas if it comes to that. So teams from the northeast, though, looking pretty close together right now. Falcons on our screen, close to down 1 Kia, close to 7C, with BTR at their back. Could be a little bit dangerous around school, around Roshok, with Deadeye's guys sat in that Roshok position right now.
Perhaps. Down 1 Kia, though, playing apartments. It's a pretty sound position for them. They like to send it fairly central. Junie's gone down to scout towards Pachinki, but playing in the PMWI, down 1 Kia should know that Nigma Galaxy will be playing this position. Usually they do leave quite early from Pachinki to start scouting out down towards the south, but they've remained in this position. I think they're quite confident in holding on to it. The rest of the team is now starting to catch up, with Favian being the final member left behind. But it's 7C who is rotating dangerously close towards down 1 Kia and Falcons, split here between 2-2.
7C actually managed to get ahead of Falcons on the rotation on the north side of Potato Hill. That is a big shift, Blank. South all the way to the military island, looking like it could be a military finish as well.
I didn't expect this, honestly. I think with these changes in the game, we are going to get those faster circles, but I think this one has really thrown everyone for a loop at the moment, down towards Sosnovka military base, and this is quite difficult to assume where it's going to head to. I think that a lot of teams might think that this could still go down to Sosnovka military base, but equally it could be another hard shift up towards the northwest. I think hedging your bets down towards Sosnovka, if you're already there for like a team like Stalwart, not a bad idea. Rod also making that assumption. But there are a lot of compounds on the north side, or the south side of the main island, which you can hold in and then make your approach into Sosnovka when you are absolutely certain it's heading down there. You can see 7C currently doing that down towards the yellows, but Vampire, they're also making their journey across.
If Rod have done their research on Stalwart, they'll know that Novo potentially is held, and therefore that eastern bridge potentially dangerous. And it's exactly what they're running into right now. The buggy managed to wend its way past the hail of bullets from Scry, but it's out in the blue zone. Luckily, it's early doors. But there are still more Stalwart players waiting over the hill to be worried about, and the rest of Rad are going to be slowed down on this push. Spray's looking good, maybe looking to try and go away, get away, disengage from this fight. With Falcons at their back, though, that door is closing.
Where do you go at the moment? It's just either side is rough. Powerful, though, tries to make something happen, and it is Kaito that does get knocked here. Not eliminated yet. And now he goes down. So Stalwart will take that first elimination of the match for themselves. So perfect stuff. You saw it just briefly on the side of your screen before he disappeared.
That's $2,000 right there, earned in the pocket already for Stalwart. Great to see. And the Falcons are going to pressure them at the back. Potential here for the first team elimination, but let's get on board with the Falcons versus Bigatron. An early knock goes through, and then second one as well going in. Getting that flush up. Zuxi not really having the foothold to take this fight. Bigatron want to get out of there. But Zuxi not so lucky, never alone. Cuts him down across the way. And Team Falcons doing work from the northern shore.
Unfortunately for Zuxi, never alone. He's got the eyes of a Falcon. He'll see you from across the map. I mean, he had that Miramar with 4 consecutive headshots coming through from the sniper, which was just unbelievable to watch. Zuxi going down. Luxi, Masiri now moving out off into the distance. But Stalwart, I mean, these guys really should have done their homework. Everyone knows that Stalwart has never in the PMWI rotated over the Western Bridge, and when it has headed down here, you know, they just hold onto this eastern side of the map, which is why we have this ridiculous pile-up over towards Farm and towards the south of Milter. It's very unlikely that these teams are going to find themselves safely into the circle, at least with all their team members still alive. But it's Vampire Esports. Kalaris called them clairvoyant, and it certainly looks that way.
One player left now for Bigatron Red Aliens, for BTR. So potentially on the cards, the first team to go down, giving over that $5,000 bounty. Alpha 7 now up to bat against the Falcons. They've rebuffed some pretty strong teams so far. Can Alpha 7 get the best of them? Yusuf pops that node over the top. Mythic pushes all the way up to the wall now to back them off their position. Carrillo tries to careen over the hillside, but has to swerve back into cover as Demar has an off angle. Out in the blue, Damwon Kia takes this opportunity to sail straight on past. This eastern bridge is brutal.
People are still going for it. 7C, though, I think got the right idea. They hear all the commotion over towards the eastern side and decide to stay true to their namesake and head right into the water. They're going to swim it across, try and find their way to the beachhead. But now Stalwart trying to move into the circle, get a nice area down towards that eastern side of Sosnovka. I think this is a good position to play from. Very good scouting capabilities. They know it's time to leave, but that one... Oh. Goodness me, never alone, pulls out both the weapons and is equally efficient with both.
Able to do so much damage to the Damwon Kia approach. Favian goes down, Junie low, ticking Forest, same story. Falcons across the way just send out, getting survival position for themselves to stay alive. Still, no teams going down. Luxy goes in for the swim. So Bigatron going to try and keep a little bit wet behind the ears on that one. Alpha 7. Behind the Falcons push for the backup player. Junie wants the fight, but Damar gives him the slip, gives him the old dose. Oh, is it good enough? Happy feet, not quite there. And Junie gets some retribution as Alpha 7 chime into the fight.
Certainly a timer on that fight with Alpha 7 coming in on the edge. They took a while to get here, but it's worked out for them. Most of the teams have already rotated through, but they're ticking inside the blue at the moment. Revo doesn't want to move too far up, seeing that there's two teams already here. You know, I think it's fair to assume there might be some more players, but it's Nigma Galaxy coming from the back. Freak already finds Mythic. The fresh blood to the team already taken down.
Rio being out of the mix right now, leaves Alpha 7 on 2, pops the smoke at the back, suppresses that left-hand lane, but there's a nade in hand for Mafioso, wants to pop it over towards Freak. Mythic giving that info over, the nade could be good, and it's right on target, on the money. Freak able to get knocked there, Hamodi gets that flush, stops that info being gathered. Look at Revo, sending for that bridge, establishing a position for Alpha 7, and if they can get back up, but Lord does not want to give them that opportunity. The res went through, but the heals need to come after. These nades could prove to be brutal, but Lord eats one as well. Mafioso with a spray around the headland. That nade is brilliant! It sends right in behind, and Lord takes down the aggressive push. A lovely flush there as well, and the first nade is popped. Ralph sending across the bridge for Nigma Galaxy, wants to give them a foothold. Freak is knocked in the meantime. I don't think they're getting this res, but Carrillo goes up for the fight, and again, it is Nigma Galaxy who come out on top. With Ralph knocked on the bridge, Revo wants revenge. Could be the first team to go down, but no, Bigatron went down earlier. First team elimination, that went over to 7C. They're going to earn $5,000, and that's going to mean that Nigma Galaxy cannot claim this against Alpha 7, even if the spray down's good, which it is from Lord.
So unfortunate. The bounty, it was on a timer. Now the circle moves heavy up towards the northwest. Goodness me, Vampire Esports still looking into the crystal ball here, and they see how the game will unfold. They're looking for that 10K on the chicken dinner. They're holding out on the western bridge. SK Ton just has to send for a crazy jump off from the side. Stumpman in action. And the Nepali team are having none of it. Trying to take Rico Infinity team down. SK Ton off in the distance alongside his teammates. Prestige, who had a pretty decent match there on Sanhok. But again, so rough for a lot of these teams. And now Deadeye guys, they're going to have to start thinking about moving across the water.
With the added side stanchions on the bridge, right? You've got those extra pathways to move around, but it's going to be really hard to move with the purview that S2G have right now. They have a lot of control, beg your pardon, a lot of control down those sight lines. Could potentially prove to be troublesome. But Deadeye's guys have that chance, have that opportunity to play around that area.
Let's see. Stalwart, they see 7C. on the beach. Top actually has to drop down, but Sarang from a distance will clip him. And Action tries to push him just a little bit out of the way. I mean, that was helpful, useful. Not typically how I'd want to be picked up. Sarang, though, does get taken down by Pika, the IGL, looking out towards the distance.
And at the moment, remember as well, not only did 7C get the first team elimination, they are currently at the top for most team eliminations, with one currently the other team to have gotten those team eliminations, as we saw on that Eastern fight, Enigma Galaxy. So I have to wait and see who's going to be able to step up and challenge that. Even if Stalwart take down 7C, 7C still will be in the lead.
Action moves up to a small ridgeline where he can start to look down towards the coastal side, but it is just covered in blooming fog. 7C bring the mist in with the waves.
Vampire looking pretty chill right now. Stalwart with 3 limbs. Enigma with 5, but only 1 player remaining. Hamodi, you can see him sending in there to the circle. Right past Rod.
Ravenclaw in an interesting position. And actually, it works out. Vampire.CEST might just have an anchor to move towards, but it's Hamodi that's coming in hot onto Ravenclaw's position. Ravenclaw has to pull up into the vehicle. At least will tell the rest of his team where these enemies are in the circle for them. Vampire.CEST yet to have rotated, but that scouting is fantastic. But Vampire.CEST recalls the player, understanding that there is a threat on the northeast side in 7C. And remember, this is good for Vampire.CEST. If they can get these team eliminations through, then it means more money if they can start to push some more into the later half of the game.
You need to establish those supply lines, and they understand that perfectly. So get a replay of Lord getting those spray downs onto the Alpha 7 players. Revo last up to the mark and was not able to do it. Unfortunately for Enigma Galaxy, though, they had the pressure of the blue zone coming in. And remember, it's faster and it hits harder in this game. With only 12 teams, the circle settings were changed just that little bit, so more pressure is found. 7C really struggling right now to get out of the water. It is a brutal crossing if you're going for that swim. You do not expect to be making this. It's going to be super hard, but Vampire the ones to look to try and take them down here. Let's see who gets the team elimination. Stalwart, they won it. They won it pretty bad.
Dear me. That was crazy, looking at the bullets coming down from Stalwart, and just like that, 7C is out. But who actually was able to eliminate them here? That's the real question. Didn't quite see it in my elimination feed on the side, but it's S2G still holding strong, taking down the players who are making their way into the circle from that western bridge. Deadeye Guys looks out. We'll see if we can find another elimination there. Good stuff. Chari will pick up another point for the team. And now Stalwart taking down players from Riyadh.
Vampire.CEST as well, looking to try and control S2G as they potentially overextend just that little bit into the bridge position. Although they were under pressure from the mainland as well. I say the mainland, from the island as well. So potentially the only choice that they really had with 3 players remaining. 3 teams down right now. And I think I caught that it was Vampire.CEST getting that team elimination onto 7C. Remember, they've already earned a lot of money from this game.
Yeah, they absolutely have. So now looking for some more. That's Chari taking out a player from S2G, but it's sent straight back their way.
Knock onto Hamzy. Schwepp cuts Rays down in his prime. Tries to cross the bridge. There's only one way that goes. Silas, last player for the squad as Schwepp takes a look under, but the job's already done by the time he turns his attention over towards Silas. Ravenclaw able to find the last shot. And that's the second team eliminated, meaning that I believe at the moment they're currently on the most, they're the most teams eliminated.
This is great stuff for Vampire.CEST. Not only on track for a chicken dinner with the most players in the game right now, but also still the most eliminations. Are really pulling through with that momentum from PMWI.
Oh.
Action makes it look easy. Clips him with the wheel.
What do you do? What can you do? Goodness me. Super, and a special elimination as well. Maybe
That's
trying to rack
right,
up those points there. The first special elimination, 2K. I believe that's already come through. Deadeye's guys
That was instant.
Shut down. Ravenclaw, again, on the swivel, beautifully. Most special eliminations as well. Another 2K, so racking those up. Potential for a money earner. Deadeye's guys try and cross the way. Will get cut down yet again. Oh, okay, on top with a big gun.
It's me. I mean, the caliber much higher than AWM, and it hits hard. I think I would prefer to have an AWM in hand though, but you can see it pumps and it's loud. Scary to deal with. His action. Poor Hamodi left spinning on the right wheel as he heads up the hill.
At the moment, Vampire.CEST, they lost a player to Stalwart up the hill. Vampire.CEST seemingly with the inside track on the zone, but a knock, over onto Fluketh. Pushes them into the fight. Another nade from Mornir. As he gets spotted out. Top deals with Riyadh at the back. Stalwart starting to rack up team eliminations of their own. I've lost track at this point, but 8 eliminations, one of Vampire knocked, nades pouring downhill as Fluketh gets claimed. 2 players left now for Vampire.CEST. Stalwart, they're angry that they weren't able to take the top spot in last week's games. Looks like they want some revenge.
Absolutely, and they'll be able to rack up some cash if they keep playing like this, and the second runner-up might just get some more money than Vampire.CEST at this rate. We'll have to wait and see till the end of the Afterparty Showdown. Stalwart, yeah, they're on a warpath right now. And they're making it look easy as well. They're hitting all the right targets. Next circle pops in to the map. Vampire.CEST looking to make their way down into it. Are in zone 6 already, but it Schweppes immediately. It's top there with it, but Forest able to provide some support.
One of the 2 remaining players from Damwon-Kia spots top on the ridgeline. And there's a Falcon as well down in the valley. Stalwart down to 2. Vampire maybe looking to get this res if possible. They certainly will want to. And at the moment, the forward player is the one that's knocked, so potential to regroup for Stoned. Good spray. Will get the flush over onto top. Nade is there, but Schwepp in a resable position potentially if Stalwart don't turn their attention this way. Scry looking to peek out, but action turns his attention over to Forest. It's 4 ways on the fight as Falcons strike from the back to take down the Vampires.
Now just 1 player from Falcons remaining. Looking to crawl his way up. Powerful has been extremely good throughout the PMWI. Now looking to bring up some of that back into the Afterparty Showdown, but with Stalwart playing how they currently have, even in that game on Sanhok, now making it to the top 3 with 9 eliminations in this match. Forest, though, crawling around the side. This is not good for Scry, and Forest peeks up.
Sung doesn't really have an angle for the backup action, trying to jump forwards. Forest, can he find this shot? Can he get one of these opening frags? Sung drawing attention, sucking the life out of it, but Forest is going to stand up, is going to take down Scry, and Action now wants to put a nade over in the position. It's good, but it's not quite good enough to get the knock. Forest still alive, maybe look at a heal here, will be able to get it off, but another nade, doesn't quite find it, and Falcon still have their player. Sung takes it in his stride, and will spot Action. It's 1 versus 2 now, as Sung gets that heal off. Nade for Powerful, up towards the position for Sung, will be on the money, taken down to half HP. Falcons with a chance.
Powerful, just lobbing grenades over the top. It's all explosions at the end of this game. Forest now tries to move round. He has been the evader of HEs this game. Just barely being able to live out through it all, but they have a general idea of the position of Powerful.
Certainly is general, though. Sung right on the edge of the blue zone there. Will be pushed in 40 seconds. So a little bit of time to play with, a little bit of time to pop these nades in, try and get some information. 1 versus 2. I think at the moment Stalwart are going to hold the most eliminations barrier. Even if Falcons get both of these limbs, 9 was reached first by Stalwart. Forest is very close. Does he know what danger he's in? Do they both know what danger they're in?
Just waiting for these 2 players to crest the ridge.
Potential
for an extra 1K in the pocket. But you highly doubt the Damwon are going to go for that. Maybe it's worth it, but is it worth it to snub the 10K of that chicken dinner that Damwon-Kia is looking for at the moment? No one wants to make a move. Damwon-Kia really stretching out the final moments of this game as we head into the 24th minute mark.
Powerful might be able to leverage that crate as cover from Sung's position. You can see that line of sight could potentially be blocked. If you can isolate the 1v1 with Forest, that could be the play.
It's just closing. It's just closing now. This is the time to go. You don't have much time left. I think Damwon Kia want to get a little bit further into the circle and wait for the initiative to have to be placed on Powerful to make a move. And Sung, like you said, just crawling ever closer to that loot crate could provide quite the opportunity to get into a crouching position to maybe look down upon Powerful.
With that nade, they're going to know he's on their right side as they look at the ridgeline. The left is Powerful is there, which means that they can really shut down those angles that they're choosing to try and cover off. You can see Sung has more attention focused that way now as well. Crawls in with the zone. Powerful, same story. Up to the crate.
That would be a good Molotov, actually, if you threw it on the crate. Actually, can he make it happen? I mean, I feel for both these teams at the moment. Do you really want to do anything crazy? That's the crouch I was looking for.
Spots him, and it's easy pickings there. Damwon Kia, 10K on game 1, taking the chicken dinner.